Hello to everybody, guys. Hi, everybody. I hope you are all doing well. If you thought that France health passport was something strange and something strict, I suggest you to stay till the end of this video, because in this video I'm gonna be talking about the Italian situation, and it's gonna blow your mind away. First of all, I want to say this is kind of a serious video. It's a tough subject. It's a difficult subject, and it's really affecting so many of us Italians like me. It feels weird, to be honest. It feels weird because just a couple of minutes ago I was down the street here. I'm in UK right now. I was down the streets and I was taking a burger and some fried chips, some fried chips and some cider, and I was eating inside indoor without having to show any kind of document or vaccination proof. Yeah, it feels weird to me because right now Italy is in a very difficult and a very tough place. We are in big trouble. Why? We are in big trouble because of the COVID-19 related restriction that has been introduced during the last couple of weeks in Italy, thanks to the Prime Minister Mario Draghi. As a matter of fact, from the 10th of January, which is actually tomorrow, tomorrow is the 10th of January. From the 10th of January, basically, the Super Green Pass, which is obtained only through the vaccination or through the recovery from the coronavirus, with this pass only, people will be allowed to take public transport of any kind. I'm talking about trains, about metros, about trams, about Italian airlines. Any kind of Italian public transport will be relegated and will be confined only for those who has taken the jab. You heard me right. You heard me right. Only those who has taken the jab will be allowed to get a taxi, to get a train, to get a plane, to get a tube. You heard me right. And those who, for any reason whatsoever, decided not to take the procedure will basically be forced to stay still and firm at their home address, basically for any reason, for no reason whatsoever. Basically, only because they don't have this this jab. You know what I'm talking about here, right? Yeah. But not only, guys, because if it was just only this, I mean, it's already absurd. Not only, but from the 10th of January also, from the 10th of January, if you want to go to the post office, to the bank, if you want to go to a shopping center, if you want to go to a local shop that maybe sells jewelry or any kind of objects that can be sold, if you want to enter those kind of shops, you need to have the basic green pass. The basic green pass is basically this pass that you obtain when you get a negative coronavirus test, so yeah, you heard me right. You need the test also to go to the bank, to the post office, and to any kind of clothes, jewelry shop, and to the supermarket. Yeah, you need a test. And tests in Italy are not for free. They are 15 euros of cost, and they are only valid for up to 48 hours. So you understand very well the context where Italy is gonna get right now, right? A context where with only a negative test, with only a negative test that cost 15 euros, okay? With only a negative test, you can just, do basic stuff like shopping, and you can go to the post office and to the bank with the COVID test only. But if you have only the COVID test, you cannot take any kind of public transport. You cannot take the train, the metro, the bus, the tram, the taxi without the vaccination. You cannot take, oh yeah, you cannot get into restaurants, indoor and outdoor. You cannot get into restaurants, even with a negative test. You cannot. Get to the hotels. Hotels are only for the vaccinated person, you know. And yeah, what else? Mm, yeah, you cannot go to um, hairdresses. Hairdresses. You cannot go to hairdresses without the uh, test. You need at least to get tested negative to go to the hairdress. Which is absurd because, just to give an example, in Italy, hairdresses they cost usually 10 euros for a cut and wash. And just to get a COVID 19 negative test, you need to pay 15 euros. So it's actually more the cost of the test than the actual haircut, because the haircuts cost 10 euros and the COVID 19 test is 15 euros. So, yeah, I just wanted to clearly explain to you all, guys, that you might be hearing me from abroad, from England, from US, or from any other European countries, that here in Italy we're basically reaching the tipping point. It's too much. It feels like we're living in a dictatorial state, you know, which is really, really absurd. Just to think about how the life was 2 years ago and how the life is gonna be very soon, starting from tomorrow. It's really absurd. So I really hope that this video go comes and gets to as many people as possible. How I hope this video goes as viral as possible, because um, nobody is denying the existence of this virus or anything. Nobody is denying that. But when in order to defend the population from a virus, you introduce this kind of measure, like mandatory vaccination for transports, hotels, bars, restaurants, mandatory. That literally means that if you don't have the vaccine, if you live on island like Sicily or Sardinia, you cannot get into the ferry and to arrive in the mainland, in the Italian mainland. Mandatory vaccination from transport also means that people in the islands cannot get to the inland, to the mainland. This, in addition to the requirements of having a negative coronavirus test that costs 15 euros just to have one, and that is required, as I just said before, for many things like hairdressers and going to the bank, going to the post office. It's just an absurdity and a complete abnormity of procedure that I cannot understand. Nothing, guys. I hope that this video really can spread all around the world, because our democracy is at risk nowadays. Our democracy, our freedom. And believe me, you don't wanna end up being like Italy in our situation, because our society, the people in the streets every day are so divided and uh, are so resentful one towards each other. The government has caused this polarization of the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated, you know. And on top of that, you add all of these restrictions that I just mentioned you, and you know, you really get a bad picture. And yeah, with this video I just want to make you aware, please, please don't end up like Italy, and please, if you can, make as many people as possible, as many more people as possible, aware of what's truly happening in Italy, because that's not a good thing, that's not a good situation. Please, if you can, share this video. Maybe somebody, who knows, maybe somebody will help us in Italy. Cheers. Goodbye. See you later.